I closed $34,000 contract within the first 2 weeks of starting AI agency. Also, I had a full-time job and I have 3 kids under the age of 7, which means I didn't have a lot of time. That's the major thing. And I found this client specifically through the platform called Upwork. And that was the second day of starting my AI agency. I sent 6 applications and I heard from 2 people, and I jumped on a sales call with those 2 people, and I signed up with one with $34,000 contract. And the other one is a work in progress, but I'm hoping to close the deal pretty soon. I know some of you guys may be thinking, Upwork is pretty much dead. Is it still worth to jump on Upwork in 2026? I'm not getting a lot of replies. I'm being ghosted. I'm wasting my connects. It costs money to apply for a position. And whenever job application comes out, there's 10 to 15 people just apply right away. It's a race to win proposal. I get that. I know exactly where you're coming from, and I've been there, especially towards the beginning when I was researching about Upwork. But the best thing that I did is just applying and see what happens. Because if you think about it, if you just get one client, then that compensates time and money that you put into the Upwork proposal. And getting the first client is so important. But the reason why is because a lot of times clients don't even look at it if you have 0 reviews. I was pretty fortunate because I didn't have any reviews. I didn't have any case studies over there, but still got the client. And I'll share exactly how I did it so you can copy and paste my format. So in this video, I'm going to talk about different tools that I used, and there are 3 different ways that I'm going to talk about that you can also copy. The first way is completely free. It's time consuming, but it's free. The second option is semi-free. You need to pay a little bit of money, but you can also save time because you put some money into it. The third option is minimum budget required. So you need to pay a little bit more compared to semi-free option, but it's going to save a lot of time of yours if you choose that option. So I'll be walking through every single option because I don't know where you're at financially, so you can apply those for yourself. Before I talk about those 3 different ways, let's talk about what is exactly the client looking for. If I were you, one of the best advice that I got as starting this is having 2 different platforms of Upwork within the same account. You're not supposed to have 2 accounts because you can get banned. Upwork hates that. And if you get suspended, it takes forever to be unsuspended. So I suggest not doing that. But you can have an account to apply positions, but also you can have an account to hire people. And I recommend you getting that early on. In that way, you, as a client, as a business, what are people using? What are some of the strategies that other people are using? You see over here, what stands out to you? Does the banner stand out to you? Does the bolded, highlighted section over here, highlighted words stand out to you? So one of the things that I would avoid a lot is just copy and paste proposal. A lot of people do that. I actually created one of the account and I posted the position that I was hoping to get and see what are some of my competitor. And I realized a lot of people are doing copy and paste. But one thing that I learned is they have a lot of case studies that they can prove. That was actually pretty good. But for me, something that was really helpful as a client perspective is as soon as I published the job posting, people were applying within a minute or 2, and I was able to see those people right away. Later on, a day goes by, in 2 days, I don't really look at other people, and I'm guessing other clients are doing somewhat similar. So the speed is the key over here. And also, there are a couple things that you can do. As a beginner, I suggest sending video proposal. That's customized. Customization is everything when it comes to Upwork proposals because other people have so many case studies. Sometimes they have up to 1,000 case studies and we don't, right? So one of the ways that I was able to differentiate myself compared to others is sending video proposals and also showing them that you've studied their website. So what I would do is if I had a website of the client, and I will put that in the background and say, hey, I can see your website over here, and then put that in the background of my Loom video. The other thing is showing the workflow, and I'll show you exactly how you can create the workflow. And don't worry, if you don't know how to create the workflow, if you don't know any of that, if you're pretty new to this, don't worry about it. I was really new to this and I found a way to figure this out. So I'm going to share everything with you. And honestly, if you're not a video person, I don't really like recording video, that's okay. Or if English is not your native language, that's also okay as well. But what I would do if I were you, I would still film videos and practice as much as possible, because this is one of the best ways that you can practice a sales call without actually jumping on a sales call. So just think of every single application, every single video that you film, you're upgrading your sales skill, which is one of the most important skill ever that you can have. I think that a sales skill is very underrated right now. People think that's not really important, but it is very important. It changes everything. The sales, to me, is the heart of the company, right? It's very important. You can say something different, but that's what I think. And also, video proposals stand out. Every single proposal that I got from the potential people that I will be working with, whatever, none of them had a video. Actually, I take that back. One person had a video, but that video was so fast. I couldn't understand anything what he said. I think it was fast times 10, or he needs to slow down, first of all. And the other thing is, it wasn't customized either. It was just one of the template that he had. You can save time, but you can also easily waste connects, which is money. You can easily waste your money from applying positions if you're not getting it. And with the videos, what clients are looking for, if the vibe is matching, if they think you're a good fit. Also, they're looking for your expertise, right? So sharing those two is very important. Before we talk about making videos and how we can do that, which I will walk you through everything, but let's talk about Upwork itself. What is the most important thing about Upwork, and how can we make sure this Upwork profile is good to go? So you need to set your Upwork profile before you apply for positions, because people are going to click you and then cover letter shows up right there. So what I would do is get a professional photo first. Now, if you don't have it, don't worry. Just take a picture of yourself on your phone and put that into Nano Banana Pro, and just copy one of the prompts from this website that I'm going to put over here, and just grab a photo. And what I suggest you to do is differentiate yourself from others. And one of the ways that I found how you can differentiate yourself in the Upwork profile is putting some of the background pictures that are unique, right? Yellow, or it can be red, or it can be blue, sky blue, right? Just one solid color. That stands out. That alone is like, boop, this person is different compared to others, instead of the nature background. Right? So have that ready. And the other one is, it's very important, but most people don't do it. I realize, as being pretending client or business, I was able to see the people who were online and people who were offline. And people who were offline, mentally, I just didn't want to talk to them. I don't know why. And that mental thought, I actually did a little bit of research, and there is a case study that talks about 30% of the time who people hire on Upwork is they hired it because they saw the bubble, the available bubble, which is the green bubble. So what does that mean? That means you have to have your laptop open all the time or your phone open all the time, right? So what I did for me is I actually have just the open mode on laptop. I use Mac, so I just never shut that down. It's pretty much open on all the time, as long as I don't close the laptop. So if you can do that, or you can check your phone and then go to Upwork once in a while, and then you will either stay green or yellow, which is totally fine. 30% higher of getting hired. That's a huge percentage. So I recommend doing that. The other suggestion over here is, don't write anything too long for your introduction, right? Just keep it short. And especially if you go to Upwork over here, there's a more section. You have to click more. A lot of times people don't click more and read all this long thing. People don't have time for that. So what they like to do is they just look at the first 3 lines there. So make sure those 3 lines are concise, includes numbered, and that's related to the position that you are aiming for. So your niche that you're wanting to target. So do that, those 3. Now, if this is a new niche that you're targeting, you don't know if your past job is related to the new niche, it's okay. That's totally fine. That was my case. I had nothing related to AI automation before, but I did have some sort of automation. So what I did is I copy and paste the job resume that I have into ChatGPT. And ask ChatGPT, hey, I want this to be somewhat related to AI automation, right? AI automation in marketing field. But don't make things up. I want you to specifically quote it from the resume that I have. And ChatGPT created something like this for me, which is fantastic. And these are all true. Now, the other Upwork algorithm tips that I can share is having some portfolio, having at least 2 to 4 portfolio that you have. If you don't have any portfolio, you're like, I've never done this before. I have nothing, Sandy. That's okay. What I suggest you to do is go to N8N and then copy and paste one of the 7,000 templates that they have, free ones, copy and paste it. And if you don't exactly understand what the workflow is about, if they don't have a specific description, that's also okay. Just put that into your cloud, copy and paste it, download it, or you can just screenshot it and then just feed that to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, hey, I need to create this for my portfolio. What is this about? And it will give you a beautiful proposal. You're not saying that you've done it, but you can put that as just one of the workflow that I'm working on or that I created or something like that. That's what I would do if I were you. That's exactly how I did it. I never lied about it, but there are ways to do it to still look professional. And this is what I would suggest you to do, which is getting a lot of help from ChatGPT towards the beginning. And the other thing is certifications. So now, certifications, clients don't even look at it. It's not as important, but to hit Upwork algorithm so that you can get boosted, so that you can get recommended first, there's a section to look at freelancers and you want to get into the first page or even the second page, the maximum. And getting a lot of certifications is telling Upwork, hey, this person is somewhat qualified, so you can suggest this person to this client. So I suggest getting a certification, make.com, N8N, or even HubSpot, whatever is related to your niche. And the last tip that I can share is putting some skills and categorize them. That was something that I realized I need to do a little bit better. As soon as I saw some people putting a lot of skills in there, 10 to 15 different skills, that's when I realized this is perfect. This is great because it's telling the client that you have a lot of skills, first of all, and also it's telling Upwork that you are qualified just by categorizing your skills. And I have 2 more suggestions when it comes to Upwork profile, job descriptions. Make sure it's related to AI automation. Again, you can get help from ChatGPT about that. And the last one is record a video of yourself. Less than a minute, super short video. Here's the video that I have. You can check this out too later on. But this is more of a vibe checking, so you don't have to go over on and on of your background, but it's more of a, hey, this is me and this is what I did in the past, so thank you for watching or something like that. They're just wanting to see if you're a pleasant person to work with, and also they want to see if they can understand you. So record it, edit it, and put it there. That makes a huge difference. Now that we're done with the first part, which is setting up with the Upwork profile, the second part is buying connects. Connects is money. First, it didn't really connect with me. That's funny. It didn't really connect with me. So I bought a lot of connects and I applied for a lot of positions and I bid really high. The first one that I did is I applied for one position that required 100 different connects. That was a lot of money. I don't exactly know, $6. But I don't exactly know why I did that. But I suggest keeping your connects plus bidding structure in between 40 to 60 maximum. Because if you continue to do that, you're going to spend a lot of money and you get burned out mentally and also financially too. Now, if you have a lot of money, don't worry about it. Go ahead, do whatever you need to do. But if you're like most people, we're doing this to earn money, right? And obviously you need some investment to get started, but you don't want to just waste money and throw things out there. Because for me, I personally wasted a lot of connects, about 500 plus connects. And here are 3 things that I won't do anymore. The first is having quantity over quality. This is very important. At first, I thought, hey, if you apply as many applications as possible, you're good to go. You're going to land at least, this and this. This is math, right? The more you apply, the more you're going to get. That's not how it works in Upwork. You have to make sure the quality is there from recording yourself on videos, stuff like that. Number 2 that I won't do is competing over 50 plus applications. My gosh, that's a lot of applications, meaning clients are overwhelmed with the amount of applications. They probably won't look at you. And usually bids are pretty high. And the number 3 is don't apply older posts. Clients probably already interviewed with this one person or 2 people, I don't know. And they're probably not going to look at you. So if the post is more than 36 plus hours and there's a lot of people who are already applied for the position, I wouldn't apply for it. Now, I talked about bidding strategy just a little bit. Bidding, what it is you have the basic connects that you can apply for jobs, but also you can bid more on top of the basic connects. So you're spending more money so that people can see you. It's showing the boosted pretty much, right? So you can put more money so client can see you at least 1, 2, 3 in the first top 3 sections. So it's easier for client, it's more visible for clients and they will more likely to see it. One of the best things about bidding is if the client never clicked your application, then the money you apply for bidding goes back to your account. It takes a little bit of time, but it's the best thing ever. So that's why I always suggest you to do bid. But again, just stay within that 20 to 60 category of when it comes to connects and don't spend over unless you got the deal. Meaning you're like, I got this. If I apply for this position, I know I'll get it. Even though if it's more than 50, then apply for it. For sure, go for it. If you have a strong case study and if you are really confident you're going to get the job, it's not wasting of your money at all. All right, something that I have to tell you is the first couple of proposals are going to take forever. So you have to be patient with yourself. The first couple of proposals that I applied, it took about 15 to 20 minutes per application. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. This is taking so long. It's going to happen to you as well. You're going to be slow at first because you're learning the platform and you're learning how to apply. You're learning the sales skills. So you're just learning. So it's totally fine. It'll get faster over time. But the 3 method that I'm going to share is going to save so much time and also it's going to save money eventually too from saving time. But the 3 method that I'm going to share, which is free option, semi-free option, and then paid option, is going to save so much time for you. So let's go over the free option first. I actually have a step-by-step documentation recorded in this Notion document. So if you want this Notion document, just go to the description below and click the link and you should be able to get it. So let's go with the first option, which is the free option. The first option is obviously manual application. Now, as an example, when I search in Upwork, you can do automation over here. And if you want US only, you can. US typically tends to pay higher compared to non-US. Somewhere in India, I think their minimum even maximum is $15 that they're thinking, which is fairly low. So I like that. I like to filter either US or Canada. But let's do non-US and see what we do. Entry level, I kind of ignore that. Hourly, ignore that too. I don't really specify it. But this one, the number of proposal is I click, maximum that I go is up to 20. That's typically where I stay. I don't go over 20 to 50 because again, the connects can be very high, especially for bidding strategy. So I don't typically use that. My previous client, no, this is what I would do. Let's see. So you can filter this system over here, or you can do US only and then apply from here. And after you do that, click apply. And something that you can do is you can go to Google Drive and you can upload videos from Google Drive. You can actually record videos from Google Drive. I'll show you one of the examples right here. This is how you can record a video. Just go to Google Drive and then click new and then go with the Google video and start record. Hold on. Hey, you can insert this. And what I can do is just change the sharing. Okay, I'm gonna put Upwork to general access from restricted to anyone with the link. Make sure you do that and copy the link. Typically, I like to go to incognito mode and see if this actually works. It works. Perfect. So this is what I would do. Put that link into the cover letter when you're writing it. And so it's still a custom fill. And the cost is $0 for this, except for the connects that you have to pay for when you apply for the jobs. Now, you may be wondering, okay, Sandy, I'm going to record a video, but I don't exactly know what to say inside of the video. So here's what you can say when it comes to video. The first thing is quick introduction of yourself. Just be professional and say, hey, my name is Sandy and I'm an AI engineer. I'm an AI expert. I'm AI architect. Whatever title that you gave yourself, just say that. And then you can say something like that. I'm pretty new to Upwork, but I'm not new to this industry. And I saw that you're looking for this position. And I saw that you're probably looking for this position because of this pain point that you see. Just be confident when you're doing this, by the way. And then go with the solution right away. Solution is showing the infographic or N8N workflow. Now, N8N has a free trial, and I suggest actually doing the N8N Cloud instead of self-hosting option, because N8N Cloud has an N8N AI agent that you can copy and paste the job description, and the N8N AI agent will create the workflow for you. And that's what I would do. I'll put that in the background, or I'll just screenshot it and then show it to the client and just exactly how you would do this. Infographic, if you want to get it, Nano Banana Pro is pretty good and it's free. Or there's another one like Mermaid Infographic that's also free, and that's also pretty good too. So depending on what style that you want to go with, then do that. Now let's go with the second method, which is semi-free method. In this method, we are going to talk about Loom. The Loom is a pretty good platform to have, and the reason why I suggest you to use it is because it's going to faster the process. Instead of you uploading the video to Google Drive and then enable it and then share that, you can do it, but it's just faster to do it in Loom. So just as an example, I'm recording a Loom right now, and as soon as I click done recording later on, it goes straight into the Loom cloud like this. And I can just copy the link and paste it. So it's pretty easy. It's just to navigate your background too. So that's what I suggest. And N8N, same thing. Use the free trial option. And if you find some of the platform that you like, you can copy and paste and go ahead and do that. The other thing about N8N is that I want to show you is you use N8N Cloud, then go to create the workflow. If you use Build with AI, this is actually a pretty cool tool that you can use. So as an example, if I want to apply for this position right here, high-level automation and API integration specialist, I would just copy this and I would put this into N8N AI agent, copy this, and then say build this workflow. And what it will do is it will create a workflow for me. Pretty cool. Now you can see that it's creating the workflow for me. And let's talk about the other option while this is all working on this. Let's talk about the second option. The other option is instead of using N8N, if you don't want to use that, and eventually you have to like learn, not too super detail, but I'll explain that in the other video. Anyways, you can use this thing called Mermaid Live Editor. This is pretty good too. And if you just kind of put what you want for this diagram to do, then it will create a diagram for you. So this is another tool that you can use. Or you can use Nano Banana Pro, obviously, and then just tell exactly the copy and paste the job description that you got and tell them to create the infographic over there too. Okay, so it looks like workflow has stopped. Maximum numbers of steps. Okay, no problem. You can just click retry and they will create the whole workflow. But you get the idea of where this is coming from, right? So basically you ask N8N to create the workflow and it's going to create this. And what you would do is you would just put this into the background and record a video like exactly how I'm doing it and explain this to the client. Now, if you don't know what this is talking about, what I would do is I would just save this document. Let's see, download it, and the copy JSON file that you have, feed that to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT how it would have explained this workflow, and just use that. Now, the second method is better than the first method because you can save so much time instead of just using Google Drive video off feature. But it still is a lot of manual work. So I'm going to talk about the third option. One of my favorite options right now, and this is the exact option that I use, is setting up Antigravity. I'm not going to do 100% automatic when it comes to Upwork because I think it still needs a personal touch into it. And I still want you to get used to it. Meaning, what I created for myself, let me just show you before I explain more. I got the job, I had the AI agent create job title and then click the URL right now so you can apply the job right away instead of searching back in Upwork. And then I have AI agent write the cover letter that I can just copy and paste, and also the video script so I don't have to go to AI ChatGPT and ask each time. And I also had them put the infographic, just create the infographic for me and tell me the date that you put this information into. So that's it. This exact right here is I didn't touch anything in here. I just had my AI agent work on this using Claude Code instead of Antigravity. So I'll walk you through exactly how I did that. Now this is called Antigravity. Antigravity is an amazing platform that you can use, and you can create a lot of fascinating stuff in there. And at first I learned how to use just Antigravity, but it kicked me out so fast because there are limitations of using Antigravity right now because it's free. That's the reason why I installed Claude Code inside of the Antigravity and then start using both together. Claude Code, Antigravity, pretty much the same thing. They both use similar LLM like agents. So you can use Claude, you can use Gemini, you can use ChatGPT, like whatever you want to do inside of both platforms. I personally like Claude Code better. It's like the same AI agent, but different personality. And Claude Code is more straightforward, and that's the reason why I like that. And also, I'll be sharing this specifically how you can apply into the description below, so check that out there. But they have a very specific instruction of how you can set up Claude Code instead of Antigravity. Basically install Antigravity first, and I'm not going to go into too technical in this video because that's something that you can find out really easily online too. Now, one thing about Antigravity is make sure the setting is always proceed instead of request review. If you do request review, it's going to ask you every single time. It's so annoying. So yeah, do always proceed and download Claude Code in here. So if you go to Antigravity, you can go into extensions, type Claude Code and download it. Now Claude Code is not free. It costs $17 a month if you are doing the basic tier. I pay $100 because I use a lot of Claude Code. I'm going to cover that in the next video, but download it and make sure you install this as well. After installing the Claude Code, you can go to the terminal and make sure, go to the terminal and make sure you follow this instruction and install everything that I tell you to install. I have two different versions that you can look at, one for Mac and one for just regular PC. So install this, install the Claude Code. It's very straightforward, a step-by-step guide, but this is pretty much the most technical part that you have to worry about, okay? I wasted so much time clicking yes to every single request they were asking me. I don't want you to do the same. I don't want you to make the same mistake that I made. That's the reason why I'm telling you to do this. If you set this in the right way and then ask like no permission prompts, then when you open a Claude Code, you'll have a bypass permission section here. And that's the best thing. It's going to save so much time. So make sure you do that. And after you do it, copy and paste these prompts that I will also have, which is agent.md. Copy and paste it, okay? Go back to Antigravity. And for Antigravity, what you do is you need to create a folder on your computer. So on your computer, you see that I have Antigravity 1 folder. Just create a folder like that, and then it will automatically be placed in Antigravity platform. Pretty cool. So when you go to the folder right here, let's see. And so I have a ton of folders. I have a lot of things saved over here, but what you need to do is click new file and just type agents.md. And it will pop up, and something like this will pop up, and then you will just copy and paste what I just barely gave you. So what this is Agent MD is it's going to have 4 different layers inside of agents, AI agents. The problem of AI agent in the past is it hallucinates and it will just make things up. It will not work properly. It was good as human, right? Well, I still think human are better, but something that is actually this structure over here. It's called plot structure. P stands for plan, L stands for logic, O stands for operations, and T stands for tools, plot. You can read this later on too, but pretty much what it is you are going to have an AI agent think, plan it before execute, okay? And plan it logic. And when they're operating it, they're actually saving the separate tab for tools so it doesn't go like all over the place. So basically it'll organize, it'll hallucinate less, and it'll just be better. Trust me. So I will also share this Notion documentation as well, but this one is applying Upwork. What I would like you to do is I have 2 different things. One is using infographic like the Mermaid AI. The other one is using N8N. You can copy and paste what I have over here into Claude Code. Let's see, save it. Actually, this one. Into Claude Code and have Claude Code specifically build a system like this that I built. Okay, so what I just barely did after Claude Code working on this is I just barely typed create one for this, and I just copied the link that I have over here. Instead of copying the summary, I just copied the link. I went through like extra layer verification when it comes to like the link. You can use Apify where it can do job scraping, but it costs money, and I didn't want to do that. So what I did is I asked Cloud, it's like, hey, what are some of the free options that you can do? Download Python and then it will figure it out. It just barely created this one for me. Okay, so do you see the date over here? January 4th, which is the date that I have right now. And if I click over here, job, then you can see this is the exact page where I can apply for jobs over here. And what I would do, I'll copy and paste the cover letter over here. And the only part that I would Loom link, which I have to film Loom video, but luckily I have everything in here. It's like, hey there, saw your post on AI automation and it's right up my alley. Okay, you can change, right? If it sounds too AI-ish, just change it. But I noticed you're looking for a custom Zapier, make.com workflow automation. I built dozens of these systems before, and I want you to look at this diagram so you can actually click this diagram in your background when you're talking with them. Trigger, event detected, the processing, and you can just like make it bigger. If you want more like complex diagram looking, you can just ask Claude Code to make it look more complex, kind of like this. But that job I think is pretty simple. Like it didn't have a lot of job description, so the diagram is not as complicated looking. But you get the point. It'll have everything. It will save so much time, to be honest with you. So what I would suggest you to do, especially for this type of thing, so I would at the jobs that you want to apply for, and I'll just click. So as an example, if you want to apply for this, just put it over here into another tab. If you want to apply for this one, just put it over here into another tab. Oh, I also like this automation business over here, put it into another tab. The reason why you're doing what I'm just telling you to do is because your brain, when you're doing multiple different things back and forth, it lacks efficiency. And also your brain's not used to it, so you have to like recharge and rebrain it. So it takes as much time if you were to do that. So I suggest just copying everything in here at first. And when you're talking with Cloud, then you can just say, I have a couple links over here, and just copy the link that you just barely put it over here and put it right here. Copy and paste. One, done. Then they will just create everything. And once they create it into the sheet, then you can fill in a couple of videos and apply for jobs right away, so you don't forget to apply. That's what I would do. Now, this is pretty good enough, but I'm going to go above and beyond and explain one more thing that you can do, which is using N8N tool. I told you how to create an N8N workflow, but this time we're going to have Claude Code create the N8N workflow from logging into my N8N. Okay. It's dang cool. So as an example, this is one of the example. Same thing. They have apply Upwork right away. You can apply for the position. But look at this. If I click my N8N workflow, boom, it has it right there. Isn't that so cool? And it looks so professional. So all you need to do for you is I organize everything for you. You can just copy and paste what I have over here, okay? You don't have to do the work. I spent hours of trying to figure this infographic things out so that you don't have to. Just copy and paste what I have and it will create a platform like this. So that's what I would do if I were you. Don't waste your time at building things because it's already here. Now, when it comes to N8N, you have to connect your API key so they can have access to your N8N website, your N8N workflow, and create something like this. Okay. How to get API key? Go to setting, go to N8N API, create API key, label it, and this is how you get API key. Just copy and paste what you get after doing this and feed that into Cloud and then have them save it for you. Okay. As soon as that's all done, then what it will do is it will automatically post it over here too. Have a script, have a cover letter and N8N workflow, and then have a apply URL right away. Again, download Python. It will figure out the way without using Appify. Now you can use Appify to get fully automated, even have the jobs, that were posted within 36 hours and just apply the jobs like right away, right? Instead of you manually going through this process. But I do highly suggest going through the manual process towards the beginning just because it costs money. You can definitely, I've seen some people doing that. And if you were to go through Appify, this process that I told you, like doing manual finding work, you don't even have to do that. Appify can find the work and then do it for you and then put it into Excel documentation for you. However, if you're a beginner, my suggestion is get as familiar as possible with the Upwork platform. There's something into it, right? So it's like learning a language. You have to like immerse yourself into their culture and everything else. Same thing. So I still suggest doing 50% manual, which is finding the work that you like and read through this and just kind of copy the link into the Claude Code. That's what I would suggest to do if I were you. I share a couple different tips about getting clients in Upwork and 3 different methods that you can follow. I had a lot of trial and errors when it comes to Upwork, and now I'm applying positions on Upwork on daily basis for my business. And these are the tips that I got, and I hope this was helpful. It took me a while to get here, but I've documented some of the journey that I've had from trial and errors that I had too. I offer one-on-one coaching for some of you guys who are wanting to start AI agency business or who are stuck in the AI agency business, especially for beginners who just barely started. I know exactly where you are because I've been there. And that's the reason why I'm offering this one-on-one coaching. So if you're interested in it, schedule a call with me, and that way we can talk about your plans with the AI agency. And you can also download any documentations that I mentioned in the description below. And I also have another video, which is an overview of how I signed my first client. If you want to watch that video, just click the video over here.